Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I had a spare moment, so I thought I'd jump in and do some really quick card pulling on camera as kind of like a mid-month check-in. Since I've gone to kind of like monthly readings, I thought it was a good point kind of, to kind of just see how everybody's getting on. So I'm going to do it for each sign. I don't know how far I'm going to get before my time runs out, but if I don't complete all the star signs today, I will do it kind of within the next couple of days. So watch out for those. I'm a little bit out of breath because I'm rushing slightly. I thought this was going to be like a chill, fun moment, but I'm a bit giddy. So yeah, I'm just going to jump in and we'll see what we get. So Aries, please, can we have a check-in for Aries energy, please? Mid-month for May. Cat and mouse game springs to mind. Are you playing a cat and mouse game with somebody? So mice, discord among friends or family. So you may be dealing with some fallout energy. Maybe you've fallen out with friends or family. Maybe you're fine, but people are falling out around you. But cat as well, a two-faced friend. So you may feel that somebody's very two-faced around you at this time. There is this feeling of, on both of these cards, like people pulling in different directions. I'm getting for some of you, you may have mice in your house. Like, I don't know, it's like we've gone into spring in the Northern Hemisphere. Things are warming up. There's a lot of creatures out and about that normally we didn't see through winter. So you may find you've got a few mice visitors, and it's really good to kind of deter them by having a cat. Maybe I'm getting for squirrel for some of you as well. Like maybe you've made the mistake of feeding squirrels. I did this once and they were getting a little bit too close to coming into my kitchen, so luckily we did by chance get a cat around that time, so the squirrels kind of start to keep the distance again. So there could be something about ecosystems and balancing out situations. So this could be for you, sorry, a channel as I'm reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For you, it could be something to do with like it could be like a family situation or a workplace where maybe somebody's encroaching on you a little bit, and you just want to kind of dissuade these people. You just want these people to keep a distance. So it could be that if there's maybe something or someone that they don't like, you have that around more kind of thing. So for example, say you had two sisters, one of your sisters was always around, always wanted to come around at inappropriate times, they show up without an invitation, they'd outstay the welcome. And it's like, you love that sister, right? But you've got things to do, you've got your own life to live, you've got your own things to get on with. So, if that sister's kind of being overly needy, or just kind of like being around too much, as much as you love them, if you want to kind of, get them to kind of, it's difficult, isn't it? Because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. So it could be like, say that your two sisters don't get along, and if the other sister's there, like sister two, the first sister is not going to want to be around as much. So you start to kind of invite sister two over a little bit more. She's just helping me with this project, or I'm just talking through something with them. So it's like that other sister's going to kind of stay away a little bit more, and hopefully kind of find their own friends or find other family members to go and talk to. It's like it could be a situation like that. It's like, because it's like the cat keeps the mice away, right? So it's like, if you have that situation or that person around more, that person's kind of going to choose not to come around as much, something like that. Anything else for Aries, please? Anything else for Aries? I'm kind of getting like Tom and Jerry as well, so maybe somebody has those names. The most difficult part of the situation is over. So if you have had problems with, I don't know, friends, family, even co-workers, because you can have like work family, the most difficult part's over. Rainbows can signify as well, like the brightness after the storm kind of thing. Like if you've gone through any kind of like death in the family, people are starting to heal, they're starting to recover now, the worst part's over, that kind of good stuff. So what do we have? Let's get a card for each, or let's just ask in general. What do we have for Aries, please? No, actually, I'm just checking, I'm just waiting for my guides to kind of confirm whether I'm just going to pull cards or ask about everything individually. And I'm not really getting, ask it individually. Okay, mice. Yeah, so you may want to try and be a little bit more independent, or this could be where the discord has come from. So if you're trying to, I don't know, if you've been in a group of some kind and there's been a little bit of fighting, a little bit of disagreements, it could be that you want to take a step back. You want to kind of do things on your own a little bit more, be a little bit more kind of self-dependent, rather than kind of like not having to ask people for money. You know, it's like, well, then you've got to be nice to them because they loaned you money, you know, that kind of thing. So it's like, stand on your own 2 feet a little bit more, distance yourself from the situation a little bit, kind of like mind your own business, get on with your own stuff, you know, get on with your own work, get on with your own projects, keep your head down, and just be very independent in that kind of way. So it talks about kind of financial independence rather than emotional independence, but both is good, right? There could be something as well where, so somebody could be going independent as well, which could be causing problems, you know, like other people don't want you to go independent if this is like a work thing. There could be something as well about somebody wanting more independence and other people disagreeing about this. I'm hearing like contractor, right? Cat, two-faced friend. Justice. There could be a legal situation involved in this. It could be, you know, perhaps somebody's being two-faced in some kind of quite you know, like legal or like contracts, paperwork, all these kind of things that the justice card can represent. So there could be some kind of situation where you know, again, it could be, I don't know why it's coming through friends or family, because it's coming through quite workish to me energetically, but she is two-faced as well, right? So it could be Libra. It could be Libra. What I would say with Libra energy is sometimes Libra can be seen as two-faced when actually they are taking the middle ground. So people, I think society at the moment with social media, we live in a very biased society where, you know, people are expected to have strong opinions and to make choices. So it's like, do you like Dr. Pepper or do you like Dr. Pepper? Do you like Pepsi or do you like Coke? It's like, maybe you like both, but it's like, no, you have to pick one. And it's like, no, you don't have to pick one. You can like both. You can like aspects of both and dislike aspects of both. So this kind of Libra and middle ground approach of kind of like sitting on the fence a little bit can sometimes be seen as a bit kind of two-faced or backstabby, and it's not. It's just that Libra's trying to make everybody happy and can see the pros and cons of all situations and parties involved, which is what makes Libra a very good negotiator or a very good it doesn't have to be Libra, by the way. I'm saying Libra because it's a Libra card. It's Libra energy, but it could be somebody acting with that energy because they've got something going on in the chart at the moment, like that's affecting their energy. But yeah, this is somebody who's they're normally quite diplomatic, so sort of can be, see, I don't know, I think, you know, if you're dealing with somebody and seeing them as a little bit two-faced, try seeing it from that point of view of maybe they're trying not to upset anybody, right? They're trying to keep everybody happy. This is where Libra gives too much of themselves. But it is coming through as kind of almost the judge in a courtroom, right? It's like they're expected to be neutral. They're expected to be unbiased. They're expected to listen fairly to both sides before they make a decision. So yeah, that's... But obviously, this is the problem with this, and again, I've got a lot of Libra in my chart, so I understand this. It's when you do make a decision, right? If you choose one or not the other person feels very betrayed. It's like, but you can't go through life making everybody happy. Now, what's lovely, Aries, is that you're the opposite of Libra on the zodiac wheel. So you tend to be much more decisive. You know, you tend to be like, this is my opinion, this is my point of view, I'm sticking with it until I change my mind, and then that's my point of view, and I've given up on the old point of view. It's like you're very much like you don't like to do that pussyfooting around. You like to be up front. So I think this could be where the conflict is coming from. If you're dealing with somebody who's got that kind of Libran energy, you're seeing them as indecisive, perhaps two-faced, when actually it could just be that they're a bit more diplomatic, a little bit more, you know, white lies kind of energy to keep the peace, where you're like, screw the peace, I'm going to say what I want to say. So that could be where they kind of... the problems are occurring. Let's look at rainbow. The most difficult part of the situation is over. More rainbows. Yeah, no, I feel like there's going to be something here where there's a resolution, Aries, because I think, you know, I think you are going to be able to see things from their point of view. I think they're probably already open and willing to see things from your point of view, because that seems like the kind of energy that's coming forward here. If this isn't a person, if this is a situation where you feel like there's this kind of pull in two different directions, or people are taking sides, I want to say it is going to be resolved. So you've gone through the worst of it. The situation is starting to resolve itself. You will see evidence of this. You've got double rainbows here at the end of the reading. So this is a really, really positive sign. Try not to worry too much. You've absolutely got this. Okay, I'm going to move swiftly on. So who do we have next? Taurus next. So I hope that was helpful, Aries. Do check out your other placements if you're interested in doing so. You know, you can cross-watch as well and kind of keep an eye on whoever else is involved. But I would say the readings tend to be more... my readings are for the people who are watching. So if you're cross-watching for somebody else, then that energy may not be involved in the reading. I can't make any promises, but obviously you know your situation best, so you take what resonates, and leave anything that doesn't. Okay, so Taurus mid-month check-in. What do we have for Taurus, please? What's going on for Taurus? You've got rats, all these rats and mice. Someone working against you, behind your back. Oh, similar theme. I smell a rat. So your intuition, rats and bats. Your intuition could be going at the moment. You could be sensing that something's off in a situation. You know, it's like there's no smoke without fire, something like that. Someone's working against you behind your back. So you're suspicious. Take care, enemies are working against you. So that seems to actually confirm your suspicions. So you could be finding a situation like that where, you know, you thought someone didn't like you, or, you know, you felt like... You know, you felt like something was just a bit off in a situation, and then it's like, you know, you were right, your intuition was right. This is kind of confirming that. Or it could just be this general feeling of suspicion or paranoia. I feel like there's something about, like, obviously, like, people call bats flying rats, right? I don't know what the significance is about that, but let's keep going. So Taurus and rat, please. You're really worried about this. It could be paranoia. It could be all in your head with the Nine of Swords. I'm going to be honest. You could also have some suspicions that are correct, but you're questioning yourself and being like, I don't want to be unfair to anyone. You know, maybe this is all in my head and I don't want to accuse anyone of anything unnecessarily. I kind of had something like this yesterday where there was something that happened on social media that was a little bit suspicious. I just kind of kept my distance from it, but I kind of, you know, asked a few friends kind of like, did they know anything about it? Because it just seemed, you know, like, you know, sometimes when people are kind of like avoiding answering a question and you're like, why don't you just answer the question? You know, it seems suspicious, but it turned out it wasn't necessarily... Because then it's like, if you don't have the answer, you start to think of all these different things it could be. And it's like, sometimes you think, well, if it's that's really bad, you know, but it could be something innocent, and it starts to play on your mind then. It's like when you don't have the answers, it plays on your mind. So it turned out actually to be kind of all above board and all fine. Yeah, so it could be something like that, where it's kind of like, something seems off, right? There's... like, it's that thing of like, there's no smoke without fire. So it's like, there could be a situation where your intuition's saying, why don't they just answer the question? Or why do I feel like they're trying to dodge this? Or, you know, it's like, that's not all in your head. That is something that's triggered some sort of red flag for you, I want to say. But again, it's like, because perhaps you don't have the answers, perhaps you can't just ask outright what this is. You are getting in this Nine of Swords energy, which is, you know, Nine of Swords, it can be like, you know, you can't sleep because you can't get this thing out of your head, or it can be more intense feelings of mental health, like bad mental health. So yeah, like things like paranoia, anxiety. It tends to be... this is kind of like, you know, serious enough that it keeps you up at night, where the Four of Swords is kind of like healing that, needing time, needing space. This is a little bit more intense. So yeah, there's definitely something that's... you seem very worried about it. Tell me about that. Take care, enemies are working against you for Taurus. It's landed on the... oh, Lovers. So... this could be somebody that you have a romantic relationship with, a sexual relationship with. Could be a partner. It could be somebody that you're interested in. It could be that there's some kind of like romantic or sexual situation where you feel like people aren't necessarily being entirely upfront, and even people are actively working against you. Let me get one more card for that, please, for Taurus. I'm gonna have to get you some advice, I think. There's something about a decision and a choice, because the Lovers card used to be called the Choice, and typically it used to talk, before it had this kind of lovers connotation, it really talked more about making a heartfelt choice, you know, making a choice from the heart, making a choice that feels very like emotionally led, right? Not letting your thoughts kind of make you think yourself out of making heart-based choices. So, and then the Three of Wands is like, I've made a decision, I'm waiting for my ships to come in. And then the Star card there, so the Star card carrying incredible healing. So ultimately I think this is going to lead you on a path where you're going to heal a lot of kind of I don't know, whatever the root of this is, I feel like there is an opportunity to heal this. It does talk about success, and it does talk about a very high vibrational path, like something that you feel like you're being called to. So I feel like I want to say, feel like you're being called to a certain place, destination, pathway. You are ready for this, but I feel like there's something wrapping up here where, you know, you have, I want to say, potentially your own fears of people mistreating you. A lot of the time, again, this does come from our past. You know, we don't feel these things because we just woke up and decided to feel them. Normally it's triggers. So yeah, there's definitely something going on there for you, but there is an opportunity to heal. I'm going to get you an advice card because I think you need it, guys. Again, I can't tell if this is in your head or if this is legitimate. I can't confirm that people are working against you. What I can confirm is that you have some concerns about this, and you need to explore where that's coming from. And I think there's something here, Taurus, about how do you make good choices for yourself when you feel like you can't trust other people? How do you create safety nets for yourself when you feel like, you know, a situation may not work out as like you're hoping it will? So I want to say, don't feel like you can't go into new situations with a lot of hope. You know, if there's something that you're wishing for, if there's something that feels really good to you, absolutely go towards those things. Spirit pulls us towards things for a reason. It can sometimes be to teach us a lesson. It can be because this thing is right for you. So don't kind of think yourself out of going for something that feels really good, but at the same time, it's like, what's that thing? Like, hope for the best, plan for the worst. So hope for the best. Don't let kind of your fears spoil your fun, but have a contingency plan in place. Have a plan B, have a plan C for if someone does betray you, what are you going to do? So it's like, if you were going to get into a new relationship, don't immediately sell your house, right? Give this person all your money, you know, let them control your finances, like, you know, give all your power away to this new person, because if it goes wrong, if that person betrays you, where are you then? So it's like, you can get into a relationship and say, do you know what? I'm gonna keep my house. I'm gonna rent it out. You know, we'll still have a source of income, but you know, I can go back to that if I need a bit of a break, if I need some space. That's my plan B. You know, so it's like, you don't have to just go in with a little bit of, yeah, like, hope for the best, plan for the worst. I think that's really good advice. What do we have, please, for Taurus here? It doesn't have to be romantic, by the way. It could just be any situation. It could be a new job that feels very heartfelt, but you don't know if, you know, how this is going to go. You know, is this going to be the job of my dreams, like I'm hoping it will be, or is this going to be something that breaks my heart? Oh, excuse me. Hey friends, sorry about the interruption. So I did have a visitor. I'm just trying to check what time it is on my phone. Like, okay, we have a little bit of time so we can continue. So I was just going to get some advice for Taurus. Just be careful. It might be a good idea. I feel like the break was important. So this again could be talking about a break in a relationship or something like this. Because it gave me a little bit more information. So it could be that it's really good to talk things through. If there's some kind of situation that's going on for you before things kind of escalate, you could avoid kind of a worse situation by talking things through, but obviously use your own knowledge of your own situation to kind of guide you, that you kind of know the people that are around you. And sometimes it is better to play cards close to your chest, but I don't know what to say. But let's get you some advice, because again, we can't control the world, we can't control the people around us, but we can control ourselves, right? And the way we respond to things. So can we get some guidance for Taurus, please, or anyone watching Taurus's section of the awakening? Okay, you could be having a bit of a spiritual awakening at this time. This does feel like a lot. It is a process. If you want to kind of Google that and look more into it, you can absolutely do that. I'm a bit out of breath because I kind of, like I said, I was short on time in the first place, and then I got the surprise visitor, which was a lovely surprise visit, but it did mean that I had to then go and do the thing that I had to do and kind of rush back, and then I've got to rush off soon. So but awakening, okay, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So this is from, which one's this? This is Work Your Light Tarot. So let's have a quick look. Just kind of give me a second, guys. I'm just kind of like looking it up. They're not in alphabetical order in this. There it is. So page 90. The number 90 could be significant to you. Maybe somebody was born in 1990. It could be you, could be somebody around you. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. You are going through a period of awakening. Things are changing within you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you incarnated. You may find that you are experiencing past life flashbacks, seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all of life, or even feeling Kundalini Shakti rise through your body from the base of your spine. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and to stay grounded. Share your experiences with like soul people while you consciously integrate the experiences, right? Journal and pay attention to your dreams. You are remembering and your soul gifts are emerging. There could be something about working in a kitchen. I had a dream about working in a kitchen last night. It was a kitchen from my past. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truths, concepts, books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world, or perhaps you are being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. Instead, repeat the following. Work your light activation. And I'll show you this. You can screenshot it and kind of refer back to it for the month if it helps. I surrender to my awakening. I allow the Shakti energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to the universe, using me in a way that delights my mind, body, and spirit. So lovely jubbly. That explains why the Lovers card is there, all that lovely Shakti energy. Okay, I'm going to move swiftly on, and we're going to jump to Gemini. So thank you to the Taurians who have been sticking around. You can check out other placements. You don't have to just do your sun sign. You can also do like your Venus, your Mars, if that helps. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. So Geminis, lovely gem rabbits, what do we have for you? Let's just give that a quick shuffle. So I'm only going to get, because we're trying to do a lot of signs in a short space of time, I'm not necessarily going to pull everybody an advice card. I'm just going to kind of do that if the reading is problematic and doesn't offer kind of advice immediately. Okay. Grounding again. So Geminis, what do we have for Geminis? Mid-month check-in. What's going on for Geminis? Dealings or a relationship with a man. That's helpful. Unless you're completely surrounded by women. There could be a significant man though that's kind of this is referring to. Teapots could be significant. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So there could be a man. If you're a man watching this reading, this could be somebody who's you know, a man who is very, very significant in your life. It does specify same sex, but again, it could be a man who you have a deep friendship with, no matter what and everybody's gender is. But yeah, it seems like this is somebody who's a significant friend, or maybe you have a deep friendship with a person who is talking to you about a man at the moment. Older man. Okay, dealing in a relationship with an older man. Could be the same man, could be a different man. Maybe this is two men. One is a little bit older than the other who have a deep friendship, a deep bond. A card fell off. There it is. A gong, an exciting event. Could be relevant. I'm going to put that back in because it did just kind of slide off the top. Anything else, please, for Gemini? Quite a lot going on for you this month, Gems. Oh. Okay, good fortune. Time to act. And someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something that you want. So I don't know if this is one older man who's trying to come between you and a friend. I don't know if there's two men involved. I don't know if you are one of these men, and take it as it resonates. But let's pull a card on each of these. I'm just trying to get it in a way that's going to be visible to you. So dealings or relationship with a man for Gemini, please. What's going on here? Dealings, it could be a Leo as well. Dealings or a relationship with a man. The Six of Pentacles. There's something going on where there isn't equal give and take in this situation, or somebody could be in need of charity, or somebody could be asking for a handout when they don't necessarily need it. Somebody could be in a position to give more than somebody else. Somebody may be in a position to receive. The Six of Pentacles in the upright is normally things being made fair. Normally this is not emotionally but physically. Obviously there can be emotions involved with that. If you feel like somebody's not done right by you, if you feel like you're in need of charity, there's emotions involved. But the Pentacles talks about kind of things on a practical level. So often it can be like money, it can also be time or the amount of skill somebody has. But in the reverse, there's something unequal about this relationship. So somebody could be taking too much, somebody could be giving too much. Doesn't mean it's a bad friendship. It could be that somebody's jealous of how much time somebody's giving to a friendship, and so somebody's trying to kind of I don't know, I'm getting kind of like poke the bear. That came through for Taurus a couple of months back, this idea of poking the bear until the claws come out. So it's like somebody's trying to interfere in a relationship. Maybe they're a little bit jealous with how much time you spend with a friend. Tell me about teapot, deep friendship with somebody of the same sex. Teapot, deep friendship with somebody of the same sex for Gemini. Tell me about the teapot for Gemini, please. Oh, that is too much. I will take the top card. Somebody's acting like they're not interested in something. So there could be an offer being made, like an offer of friendship perhaps. Just kind of show you this card. It's like there's a cup being offered here. Cups always can signify people, like people's emotions. Like somebody's making an emotional offer. This is being ignored. Perhaps because someone's had a bad time in the past with some other people. So it's like, I'm not paying attention to this new person coming in because I'm still kind of crying over spilt milk a little bit. But the Four of Cups does talk about missing out on an opportunity. So maybe your friend has invited you around to their house for a cup of tea, you're not interested, or vice versa, you're inviting somebody around, they're not really showing signs of like wanting to do that. So again, there could be a missed opportunity perhaps to have a deep friendship with somebody of the same sex. Again, it does feel like there's something unbalanced or unequal here within this that could need resolving before the two of you can really come together with that kind of Two of Cups relationship. Tell me about dealings or relationship with an older man. Okay, there's some deception here. You've actually, I'm only going to take one card, but you've got 3 cards about deception. The Moon card is also about deception. 9 card can talk about somebody who's independent, financially independent. There could be some kind of older person who is deceiving themselves about how much financial independence they have. Or somebody could be deceived by their fears around financial independence, something like this. But yeah, there's some sabotage here. It can be self-sabotage, it can be self-deception. Again, you have got someone's trying to come between you and a friend. So somebody could be trying to sabotage a relationship, either with this older man, or the older man is trying to do this. Again, it does seem like there's some kind of possibly money motivation here, or complication. It feels like again, it doesn't have to be money, but it can be kind of like how much time is spending with somebody, because time is money, right? Or how skilled someone is. There's something that's imbalanced, but it's something kind of practical. And again, I'm picking up jealousy. Someone's trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. I want to say it's not that they're jealous of the relationship, but it's jealous of either how much you're investing in. It's like if you're spending time with someone new, it's like you're not investing in that relationship anymore. Or you know, like if you're going out meeting a friend, it's like that time is being taken away. Or again, it's like I just feel like there's something. It's not the relationship itself that's causing this interference. It's something to do with how this impacts that person, either financially or kind of on a practical level. That seems to be the issue. Someone's trying to come between you and a friend or something that you want. This always gives me like a wedge of cheese. So cheese could be relevant for some of you. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it's something about where you're spending your time, I want to say, or where you're spending your money. Because Two of Pentacles, again, you've got this Pentacles element. It feels like being torn in 2 different directions. Normally between your responsibilities, the things that you have to do, and your ideas, your dreams, the things that you want to do. So I do feel like you have this feeling of like, a person coming into your life who could potentially be a very, very close friend to you. It's like you could develop this deep friendship here, but you do have responsibilities. With it being an older man, it could be that this is kind of like a father, an uncle, a grandfather, maybe an older boss or something like that. But it feels like you have responsibilities for this person. You have maybe they depend on you for certain things, but you feel like you want a little bit more of a life outside those responsibilities, which is not a bad thing. But again, I think this person's concerned with, they've got a bit of a like a what about me? Maybe they're setting the fears a little bit. Maybe they're a little bit afraid of like, well, what if they don't have time for me anymore? You know, it could be coming from an actual kind of an actual heart-based place, you know, like, but what about my needs? I'm scared who's going to care for me if you get caught up in this new friendship and you don't have time for me anymore, who's going to do my shopping for me? It could be something like that where this person's just really concerned. So again, with we need to talk, it might be a good idea to just kind of voice your concerns, get this person to explain what their worries are, maybe make some like commitments, like I promise I'm going to come every Tuesday. If I can't make Tuesday, I'll come on Wednesday, and kind of really live up to those promises if this person's particularly dependent on you. Tell me about time to act with this Lion. Oh yeah, no, definitely. You don't want to miss out on this new relationship coming in. This is, there's this big kind of heart overflowing with the Ace of Cups. It's always very genuine. It's always very positive. It's always very new. Normally it's divinely guided. So I do really feel like there's a relationship coming into your life that's going to be really significant. This person could potentially be a great friend to you throughout your life. It feels like kind of like, somebody who matches you on an emotional level, who's really going to support you and who you're also going to support back. So yeah, this friendship, I wouldn't miss this opportunity. I think you need to act on this. If somebody's been inviting you out, maybe a few times and you've been putting it off, I think you need to go and have that, it could be meeting up with a friend for coffee or something. I think you need to kind of, commit to this and really go and see what this is about. If you go and meet this person and you don't get along, and it doesn't work out, then that's fine. But I don't want you to miss an opportunity and always be like, oh, but what if I'd gone on that, what if I'd met them for lunch? What if I'd gone to that coffee shop with them? Because especially if it's a Leo, yeah, it's showing as somebody who could be really significant in your life. And that doesn't mean you have to ignore this person entirely. It's not like you have to choose one person over the other, although perhaps you feel like that. Perhaps you feel like this person's causing problems that's keeping you away from this new relationship. I think you just need to set some boundaries. You have got Beetle and got good fortune. Somebody could drive a VW, right? Good fortune. Let's have a look. Beetle and good fortune. The world. So there is something that's closing for you where you've learned a lot of lessons. You could feel a little bit betrayed with that Ten of Swords there on the bottom. You've learned a lot of lessons from some kind of situation, and it's really closing out for you. There could also be something about like higher education or literal school. Perhaps if you're considering going back to school, this could be a very fortunate path for you. But the Beetle works hard, right? There's a lot of perseverance with that Beetle energy. So I do think, look how happy she looks to have completed something. Yeah, something's wrapping up, something's completing for you. You've learned a lot of lessons, it's like that phase of your life is no longer necessary, and you're going to go on to a much more fortunate path. I think you're going to look back and realize how fortunate you've been in certain situations. But like I say, I don't want you to miss out on a friendship, and I think maybe it's just you need to sit down and have a discussion, an open, honest discussion with somebody, because again, it could be self-deception, it could be self-sabotage, it could be somebody trying to sabotage a relationship, because a lot of the time jealousy comes from a place of fear. The root of jealousy is fear. What if this person doesn't have time for me? What if this person doesn't love me anymore? So again, it's like just reinforcing how much this, you like sort of affirming, or having to sit down and saying like, look, I do love you. I am here for you. I am taking my commitment seriously. I'm going to need you to free up some time for me to do other things, and I can put things in place. If this is like a carer situation, you can say, I'm going to put things in place. So yeah, I'm not going to come around on Fridays anymore, but my sister, my cousin, this person's going to come around. I know you don't like them as much, but I need my time for myself as well. And just putting those boundaries in place, and then everybody knows where they stand, right? But yeah, after the World card, you have a fresh start, which is always a very positive thing. It's a new experience. So I want to say this is a really positive reading overall, Gemini. There's definitely opportunities coming for you, specifically with somebody who I think is going to be really important in your life. You know, and we need those connections, because who's going to take care of you when you're older, right? You need those friends, you know, you have those social needs. So you can't give all your time and all your life away to one person. You have to be able to create your own bonds, your own support system. And don't feel guilty about that, right? And at the same time, do be considerate of the people who perhaps feel a little bit shut out, a little bit left behind. You know, remember to make space for them as well. I think you know what to do here, Gems. I think hopefully that's given you a little bit of clarity. Do feel free to check out the signs for any other people who are involved if you know their signs. Feel free to check out other placements. And yeah, if that's where you're leaving me, thank you so much for spending that time with me. I hope you have a wonderful wonderful month. And yeah, let me know how you get on with that new relationship, that new friendship. I would love to hear I'd love you to spill the tea. Okay, Cancerians, I think you had already the talking arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Already the talking Cancerians, like, you had a bit of a tricky reading this month, because I remember it felt like you had friends around you who didn't have your best interests at heart, which is funny because Aries and Taurus kind of had that in their spread. So interesting to see how you're getting along with that. I do hope you're kind of looking after yourself and remembering your emotional needs, and remembering to kind of take time for yourself and not overgive to people. Let's see. So Cancer, mid-month check-in. What have we got for Cancer? You're being secretive now. Horseshoe, good luck. Oh, okay. Luck's coming in. Yeah, okay. Perhaps you have a lucky horseshoe. Maybe you want to go and give that a quick tap. Okay, tell me about this good luck for Cancer. What else is going on for Cancer? Mid-month check-in for Cancer. Wreath and horseshoe. It's giving me decorations, a key as well. It's giving me like wall decorations. You know, sometimes people have like a horseshoe up on the door, or a wreath on the door, or like those big keys, you know, that you like the coat hooks or key racks that look like big keys. So there could be something about wall decorations. Maybe you are decorating. So good luck and sorrow over a loss. So you could have some grief. It could be a person, but also we can sometimes have grief over the loss of things. So it could be a situation for you. But again, you've got good luck. Maybe you're wishing somebody good luck. It's like, you know, a situation where something's wrapping up, you're going separate ways. So you're sad that that situation's ended, but you're wishing each other good luck. Tell me about horseshoe for Cancer. That's too many. We're not going in that deep, Cancer. Wait for your next reading. Wait for your next reading for the deep dive. I have done a longer reading for the month of May if you want to go and check that out. Especially, okay. So you're moving on. Yeah, there's a situation that has perhaps gone through a bit of a rocky period. And I do feel like you're moving away from that situation. And if you're not actively doing it, I feel like spirit's moving you away from a situation. This always says, this specific imagery tells me spirit's involved. You know, she's not got the oars. You know, spirit's taking you to a new destination here, Cancer. So I do feel like you could have this feeling of like things happening and you've got no control over a situation. That could make you feel very unsettled, because you know, your sign is kind of the Chariot, so which does talk about having success and controlling kind of different aspects of your life. So if you're feeling very much like you don't have the wheel right now, it's like the universe has took the wheel, or the situations are out of your hands, I think you could be really questioning why, you know, like why has this situation ended? Why do I feel myself moving away from certain people, places and things? I want to say it's because spirit has your best interest at heart, and sometimes we don't really know where life is taking us until we get there. You did have that. I remember you had that in your longer reading, this feeling of like, it's kind of almost like, yeah, like feeling like everything was out of your control, and being like, you know what, universe, right, fine, I surrender. Do what you need to do. So with good luck, I feel like, again, luck is on your side here. The universe has got your back. Sometimes it can feel, sometimes we can really question, like, because we don't see, right? We don't have the eye of spirit. All we see is the tower moment. All we see is things crumbling and falling away. We don't know what's down the road until we get there. So, you know, I want to say that we can feel a lot of kind of grief and pain and really question, why is this person going out of my life? Why is this situation ended? This doesn't feel fair. This isn't what I wanted. Spirit, why are you doing this to me? And then sometimes it can be a month, a year, years later, and we look back and we think, do you know what, I really like where I am now, and I wouldn't be here had I not gone through that past thing. You know, I would have still been stuck in a situation that I can see now wasn't right for me. So I want to say, just give it time, whatever this is. Tell me about Read Sorrow Over a Loss for Cancer. Yeah, I feel like okay, what is this, please? What is this, please? I need to know which way. Really not telling me. So 10 of Wands, I'm going to read it in the upright, but I'll be aware that it wasn't kind of clear. So the 10 of Wands talks about heavy responsibilities and burdens. It's kind of it can be kind of like a straw that broke the camel's back kind of energy, you know, that you can't take any more weight on your shoulders here, but it also talks about being near the end of this journey where you felt very, very burdened by your responsibilities, by your commitments, by just the stuff that life keeps throwing at you, right? It's like she's got a lot of stuff with her, but she's left a situation, so you could be physically moving or something, like taking all your stuff with you. She's got a bag here, like, right? She's got a bag in her hand here. She's got a suitcase in her hand here. So yeah, you could be really packing your bags, either literally or metaphorically. But she's almost home. Like, with the 10 of Wands, like on this imagery, you can't see how close she is to reaching a place where she can rest, reaching a place where she can put down those burdens and receive support and receive help. But normally on the 10 of Wands, you can kind of see that destination poking kind of over the like in the horizon. So I want to say, at this time, you don't see the finish line. You don't see the end, right? You don't see the outcome right now. You don't see the place of comfort and rest and support that is waiting for you around the corner, because you can't see around corners. But Spirit can, and it's all going to be okay. I really want to kind of like reassure you. So I want to say, with the Magician here, it's almost giving me somebody who is in spirit working on your behalf, right? It's like you do have this kind of like ancestor who's passed over, or spirit guide who is kind of like, you know, they've got control of the wheel a little bit for you here. They are making things happen. And I think, again, you just have this feeling of like, I don't understand where I'm going. I don't understand why things have left my life. But this kind of higher spirit, and again, it could just be your higher self, right? Does have that bigger picture. They do see where you're going, and it's going to be healing. It's going to be right for you. It's going to be better. It's going to be restful. So I'm going to get you advice, because this is one of a tougher reading, so I'm going to get you one more card. I'm using a bit of a combined deck here. This is Lightseers Tarot, Work Your Light Oracle cards, and is it the Rose Tarot? The Rose Oracle, and they're all by Rebecca Campbell, if you're interested in any of these decks. I've got the Tea Leaf deck, and I've got the Lightseers Tarot. Sorry, Work Your Light, Lightseers, and Starseed Oracle is the other one. So what do we have, please? Can we get some guidance for Cancer at this time, please? Get some guidance. To showing me a specific card. It hasn't come out, I don't think. No. So you've got Fall Into My Arms, Forge, Don't Follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you'd had. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life. I absolutely do feel very, very strongly with the imagery and the wording here that somebody has passed into spirit, and you sense that they're there on the other side. You sense that they're waiting for you. It says don't follow and fall into my arms. So I think this person's waiting for you on the other side, but you don't need to be in a rush to get there yourself, right? I feel like you have more work to do here. So it does say pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had, which does have a sense of you know, not letting life happen to you, but actually remembering that your card is the Chariot card, and kind of taking back the reins. So I want to say there's this taking back the reins energy here. Okay, let's get into it. Just check how much battery I've got. I've got 9% battery. Forge, don't follow. What are these from? These are the Starseed Tarot. Oracle, sorry. If you wait until the path is perfectly paved, you won't be forging your own path, and you'll likely not even take the first step. So it's like, again, it's like maybe you're waiting for spirit to do something, when maybe you do need to take the wheel a little bit yourself here. Don't let a small detail like being unable to find someone to show you the way be the reason you don't step forward and lead. Let it be the reason that you do. The most courageous and needed leaders are the ones who don't wait for permission or until the morning they wake up feeling ready. They take a deep breath, put one foot in front of the other, and figure it out as they go. They don't wait for someone to lead them, they lead themselves. Yeah, so I feel like this person who has left your life in some way, shape, or form, I feel like, or a situation, I feel like, you know, maybe they were a decision maker, maybe they did give you advice and you feel a little bit lost without them. This is a card for leaders. You are here to pave a path that hasn't been walked before. So that's why you can't see the destination, right? That's why you can't see around the corner, because the road isn't there yet. It's making me think of Capricorn's reading. They have this thing about like the hidden track, right? It's like the unpaved road. You have to pave a path that hasn't been walked before, to go first and lead the way for others who are calling you in. If you feel misrepresented in the media, step forward for those who also feel misrepresented. If no one's speaking out on the topics you feel passionate about, share your unique voice. That's very Cancerian. Cancerians are very motivated when they have a cause, when they have something that taps into their emotions deeply, that they really feel very... you know, it's like, what's that word? It's like Joan of Arc, right? That kind of martyr energy, but in a good way. It's like, I care about this. I'm not letting this go, and I'm going to make a change. It's very, very Cancerian. There's no one on earth who comes close to possessing your unique combination of skills, gifts, and life experience. Don't look to those who have come before you to work out your path. Leaders must forge their own. Do it for your daughter. Do it for the younger you. Do it for the leaders who'll follow. When you go first, you make it easier for others to follow your lead. Forge, don't follow. So I want to say children, right? Do it for the people who come after you. How are you being called to forge rather than follow? How can you be the leader you wish you had? I'm going to give you that there so you can kind of screenshot that if you'd like to. We've also got fall into my arms. Surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be here when you draw your last. She knows how... Sorry, that's getting me. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source, but at the same time it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, when things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. And when things go bad, perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, again, very Cancerian, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This is a really beautiful card. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens, and doubts, to let them lay on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, that they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you'll say, I truly live. That's very, very Cancerian energy. Okay, place the card on the portal of your heart, or just hold your hand to your heart and whisper the following. I am ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all the time carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely into her arms. So where it says Great Mother, just think of the people who are in spirit, or the guides that you have, or the universe, or God, you know, whoever you feel like has got your back on spirit side. give your problems over to them, you know, ask them for answers, but also don't worry if the answers don't come, because you do have that forge your own path energy. You know, so I want to say there's this energy of just keep putting one foot in front of the other. If you don't know where your life is heading right now, just take one step and see where that leads, and then take the other step and see where that leads. You know, it will become easier in time, and you do have this energy around you who is absolutely like with like wreath and horseshoe. I'm getting this kind of enclosing and like arms around you energy. So I want to say you are protected, but you are supposed to have human experiences. That's why we're here, right? To make us feel things, because imagine not feeling anything. Imagine being completely flat all the time. You know, people talk about this when they start you know, taking medication for certain health conditions. They say, I just feel like life has gone grey. I feel like everything is really flat. And I want to say that you're being encouraged to experience things in technicolor. Again, I am not a medical professional. I can't talk about mental health. I'm not trained to do that. But I want to say that at least this card reading is asking you to play with the idea of seeing life as technicolor and seeing life as, you know, a roller coaster of highs and lows that add a richness to the human experience, and just see where that takes you, and see if that's a concept that you feel works for you, right? Because it's your life to lead. Do go and check out the longer Cancerian reading, because I can definitely see a parallel if you want a deeper dive. And again, just remember that you don't have to take anything at face value in these readings. You know, it's just triggers, it's just thoughts for you to play around with, and you can disregard anything that doesn't work for you and accept anything that does. It doesn't have to be, you know, a one-to-one diary of your life. Maybe you do want to write a diary. Maybe you want to publish a diary, right? These kind of creative things that Cancerians can get involved with. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I need to go and charge my battery before I can do more readings, but I hope you've enjoyed this time with me, Cancerians. Cross watchers as well, always welcome. Do go and check out your other placements. Do go and check out the readings for the people around you to kind of get a glimpse of what they might be dealing with. I don't want to say anything for definite. Again, it's a very general reading for energy, not for people. There's a difference. You know, people embody different energies in a kind of like soup kind of way, where it's like everybody's a mix of different energies, so everybody's experience is going to be slightly varied. This is not like 100%. Like, you are not, say you're watching this and you're Cancerian, you're not 100% Cancerian. If you look up your full birth chart, it's not going to be Cancer for every single placement. And it's not possible, because we all have 12 houses, and Cancer rules one of those 12 houses, and so we actually are ruled by all 12 signs. But how strongly that energy shows up, or how you know, how much it affects us, depends on what's going on in your birth chart, because those planets are always moving. So again, think of it as energy rather than like this is 100% exactly my personal reading. It's stuff that might be coming up. It's stuff that you might be dealing with, right? I think that's a good way to look at it. Okay, do take care of yourselves. I will be back soon with some more readings, and yeah, take care. See you guys soon, guys. Bye.